Hi, I'm Michael Rollman. Welcome to the Friday Cocktail Hour. We have so much going on in this little loft of ours. We've got Zooming in one room, and we've got Salve Regina with Anne in the other room. And here I am, ready to make a cocktail. I'm gonna do it anyway. We're gonna be making a sour cocktail, one of my favorite categories: spirit, citrus, and sugar. Because I was thinking about daiquiris, and I did by mistake make up the El Floridita and called it the Daiquiri Jubilee. I wanted to do a Hemingway daiquiri. The Hemingway daiquiri was a revelation to me. When I was a young man, I read Mr. Hemingway obsessively, read about his life, as I know so many young writers did. And you have to understand, I was a young adult, it was the 1980s, and the only daiquiri that I'd ever known was a frozen daiquiri, and they were awful, chemical, slushy concoctions. When I read what his daiquiri was, it was a revelation to me. And so I made one with just rum, lime juice, and simple syrup. I tasted it, and it was like a whole new world opened up to me. The cocktail world opened up to me. And so I thought, I've never made a Hemingway daiquiri. I'd made a daiquiri, I made the Daiquiri Jubilee, so I thought it would be time to make a daiquiri. Hemingway daiquiri is traditionally white rum, lime juice, grapefruit juice. I add a little simple syrup because I think it's too tart, and I play with the proportions a little bit. So I'm going to make a Hemingway daiquiri right now with rum I got from Cuba, since that's appropriate, the Havana Club. So it's going to be 2 ounces of rum. I'm going to make 2, one for my videographer, the wonderful cat. And then we're going to do 3/4 ounce of lime, so that is 1.5 ounces of lime. This is a 1 ounce pour here, there. And then we're going to do a whole ounce of grapefruit juice. And then we're going to do a 1/2 ounce of Luxardo, so 1 ounce for 2. I love Luxardo, this cherry flavored liqueur. And we're going to do a 1/2 ounce of simple syrup. I make mine in a ball jar and keep it in the fridge because I've been using so much of it. Cool it off. I got this nice pitcher and this nice Skull Stir Cocktail Kingdom. It's a great place for cocktails. And since I'm sharing with quarantine members, I'm just going to taste right away and make sure it's... Oh, that is really interesting. And that is a Hemingway daiquiri on the rocks. He would have had his straight up. I saw a picture of him in El Floridita with an on the rocks. It's going right in there with an on the rocks one. Cheers. And to celebrate, it's really fabulous actually. I must read a passage from A Moveable Feast, a great book. I highly recommend if you haven't read it. If you have read it, read it again. It's written late in his life about his young years in Paris. One of the few good things he wrote late in life, because he was too alcoholic, in fact. Here he is at a Paris cafe, 2 paragraphs. He's just finished a story called Up in Michigan. I closed up the story in the notebook and put it in my inside pocket, and I asked the waiter for a dozen oysters and a 1/2 carafe of the dry white wine they had there. After writing a story, I was always empty and both sad and happy, as though I had made love. And I was sure this was a very good story, although I would not know truly how good until I read it over the next day. As I ate the oysters with their strong taste of the sea and their faint metallic taste that the cold white wine washed away, leaving only the sea taste and the succulent texture, and as I drank their cold liquid from each shell and washed it down with the crisp taste of the wine, I lost the empty feeling and began to be happy and to make plans. Something to think about in these days of quarantine. To everyone's health, happy Friday.